Hi, this is Neil Sequeira from Qliktag Software, and today what we're going to do is a quick tutorial or walkthrough of how you can set up and install the Qliktag NFC Tag Encoder software. And this is for the Qliktag NFC Tag Encoder device that you typically get with your account. And if we jump to the screen, you'll see that I've set up a couple of items in the Qliktag platform. Now I have these 5 accounts here with serial numbers 1 through 5. And at this stage, what I want to do is encode a couple of these NTAG 424 DNA Authentication NFC tags with the 5 items or the data of the 5 items that I have set up here. So the first step is going to be to install the Qliktag NFC Tag Encoder software. Now you download the installation file and you'll see that I have that here. And I'm going to do this whole installation process on a Mac, on macOS. However, it's much the same or very similar to install it on a Windows device as well. So you run the DMG file or the installation file, and you'll see this window pop up here. And at this stage, what you want to do is pick up the NFC encoder icon or this here and drag it into your applications folder. And once you've done that and you click into your apps or your applications folder, you should be able to see that Qliktag NFC encoder icon. I'm now going to click on this. And as I do that, it's going to ask me if I want to go ahead and open it. So I'm going to click go ahead and open. And what that's going to do is it's going to download and install the application to the device. So this is going to take a little bit of time. So we're just going to give it some time. And if there's a newer version of the software that's been updated, you'll see another window pop up, which is going to ask you whether you want to download and install the latest version of the software. And we suggest you do that because you might have a slightly older version than the one that's currently released. And that's pretty much it. So the software is installed and I can now see the login screen for the Qliktag NFC encoder software. So I'm just going to jump back to this account and open up the screen here. And the way you sign into this software is you use the same credentials that you use to sign into the Qliktag platform. So in my case, my account here, or the account that I have, is demo.s.qliktag.io. And you would probably have your own account, which would be probably your brand name or your company name.qliktag.io. So that's what you're going to enter as host name. So I'm going to enter this. And you might have your brand name.qliktag.io as your login. So the same domain that you use to sign into your Qliktag account is what you would use here. And similarly, you use the same login and password that you use to sign into your Qliktag account to sign into this software as well. So now that I've added my login and password, I click on sign in. And you'll now see that it connects and detects your device. So just make sure that your device has been plugged into the USB port of your laptop and you see the light on the device. And this is essentially the screen. So you can see that the device has been connected. It shows me that my device is now connected. It also shows me my account, my master account, as well as all the sub accounts that I might have. So I can navigate to different sub accounts just as I would on the platform. And then you have these sections here that shows you the item queue list, which is where you queue up the items that you want to write into the tags or encode into the tags. And on the right side, you'll see the ones or the items that have been completed or they're done encoding into the tags, and that's when they move to this side here. Now the first thing you want to do is check the settings. So I click on settings and it's going to ask me to select tag type. In this case, we have the NXP NTAG 424 DNA tag. So that's the correct tag type because those are the tags that I have that we're going to encode. And then It's also going to ask me whether I want to leave the NFC tags unlocked or do I want to permanently lock those tags. Now, if you're doing a production run and you're encoding these tags to go out onto the products, you probably want to click on permanently lock NFC tags. And once you've done that, no one can really overwrite those tags or reprogram those tags. However, if you're just testing out a couple of tags and you want to re-encode them and just test them, you can leave the NFC tags open or unlocked. And the last field here is auto update ID. And what this is going to do is when the tags are actually encoded, it's going to pick the tag IDs or the unique tag IDs of every tag that you encode. And it's going to update it against the correct item on the Qliktag platform. And this really automates that whole process for you. So you don't have to do anything manually. If you have this checked, it's going to encode the tags and also do that whole process of taking the tag IDs and registering them against the correct item or serial number. So I have that checked and on, and I click save. Now, the next step is I want to take these items that I have in the Qliktag platform and encode them. So I'm going to click on add to, and you'll see a browser appear like this, which is connected to your account on the Qliktag platform. So I can click on select entity, and I'm going to click on tokenize product or tokenize item because that's where I have the items that I want to write. And then I want to see a couple of different fields appear in the search so I can search and filter out the items that I want to encode. So I want to make sure that I'm looking at details like the NFC tag UID field. I would like to see the item serial number, and perhaps you want to see the item name or the brand name, for example. So you can check those, and as you do that, you can see that these fields appear in the search results. And now you can filter out and pick the items that you want to encode. So what I'm going to do is, I know that the serial items that I just encoded start with the letters VTR. So I'm going to select that. And what that'll do is it'll filter out just the serial numbers that start with the letters VTR. And now that I can see them, I'm going to select those 5 items that I want to encode. And if you have a lot of items in this field, you can bulk select or select all as well. And then what you want to do is once you've checked the ones that you want to write, you hit add items. And you're going to get a box here that's going to confirm some of your settings. So you need to make sure that the domain that you're encoding is the correct domain that's been selected. In this case it is, so I'm going to leave it there. You'll also have to select the tag UID attribute in your account. So if you click on this, you want to make sure that you're selecting or mapping the NFC tag UID field so that the system knows which field to update the tag UIDs once those tags are encoded. So I selected my NFC tag ID field. And then if you do want to use advanced GS1 routing rules, you have a setting here, but I would leave this as default unless you're an experienced user that is familiar with the GS1 routing based on different link types. So I'm going to leave this as default and hit submit. And you'll now see that those 5 items have been added to my queue, and we're pretty much ready to start writing the NFC tags. So I have my NFC tags with me here. I'm going to hit start on the right, and then I'm going to move these tags just over the device and hold them for about a second or less than a second just to make sure that they encode onto the tags. So I'm going to do that now. You'll see the first one has been encoded. I'm going to tap the second one, and I'm going to tap the third, 4, and 5. And that's as simple as it is. We just encoded 5 NFC tags one after the other, and you'll see on the right hand side that these tags have now been encoded. The next step is really for those tag UIDs to be registered on the platform, and you just saw that it now changed to registered, which means the NFC tag IDs for those individual tags have now been registered onto the platform, and they've been linked to the correct items within the Qliktag platform. So your tags are now active. And if you tap one of these tags now, your experience should come up and the tag should authenticate. And the process is really just that simple with the new device and software that we have. So we now have all our tags written, and if I tap on them, they should just work and authenticate. So this is pretty much the process of encoding multiple tags using the Qliktag NFC encoder software.